Hello everyone. Amazon S3 is known for object storage and static website hosting. In today's video, I am going to show how to set up Amazon S3 as for a static website. And for this video, for this demo purpose, I will create one Angular application, single page application, and push it to the Amazon S3 and set up as the static website. At the end, I will also show how to set up CloudFront for this website. So the agenda for today's lecture is first set up a single page application using Angular, and then we will set up S3 website and configure the static website hosting for this S3 website, and we will promote our single page application code artifacts to S3. And step number 3, we will configure CloudFront for the S3 website. The prerequisite for this lecture, if you want to follow along, you should have the workstation ready with the Node installed, and also Angular. And for editing purposes, I'm using the VS Code. And of course, you must have the console access. So let me go and check. Let me go and check the versions that I'm using for Node. So to check the Node, I'm using the latest version, 20, and I also installed Angular. Yeah, I have also installed Angular 17. Okay, and let's get started. Okay, so this is where I'm going to store my project file. So the demo apps folder, right click, and then git bash here. Okay, now I'm going to create Angular application. So to create new application, ng new demo, let's say sample app 2. So this CLI command will help us to create the new Angular project. Let us wait. Uh, Let us wait till it complete. It is now currently installing the packages. Now the project has been created. So it took some time, but successfully created with the Angular project. Now, just we are just moving into the directory. So this has created a directory, sample app 2. I am into the sample directory, sample app 2 directory, and I'm opening this via code editor, VS Code. So I'm just typing code dot to open this project in VS Code. Now, yeah, this has been opened in VS Code, sample app 2. Let us explore this folder. So this Angular application, and inside the src folder you will find the components, and it's a standard Angular application. There's a indexed HTML page and the app code, and we are going to write some sample code. So I'm going to remove all the elements in this because I'm going to replace some HTML, and going to run some simple application. Now I have replaced the HTML with some sample code. This sample code is nothing but a very simple, div tag with, I put one variable timer, and this variable be passed, like a countdown timer. Okay, so this variable will carry like a, countdown timer, and there is a set interval JavaScript function. Then the counter will count down from 10. Okay, 10, 9, 8, it goes like that. Once it reaches 0, then it will clear it. Okay, let us go and run this application from the terminal. I started this application from the terminal. uh, okay, ng serve command to launch this application. So it's building, and it has launched the localhost 4000. Control click to launch it. You can see countdown timer. It will go like it's a countdown timer. When it reaches 0, then it will stop. Now I am satisfied with this application. I need to arrange this for production release. For this, I am going to run some command to make the build. So in order to make build, ng build configuration dash configuration. Production. So this will build and prepare the code artifacts, and build files will be copied in a folder. So then we can take those files to the S3 bucket. So this has been created. Let me go through this folder. So this application, this is application folder. So the build artifacts will be in the dist folder, inside the dist folder, and we will find all the necessary file. For example, inside the browse folder, we have everything here. It's a single page application. It's a single HTML file, and there are some JS files. So we have to copy all these contents and move it to the S3 bucket. So let's proceed connecting to S3 console, AWS console, to create the bucket and set up website there. So now I open the browser and I'm going to connect to my AWS console login. I click console, then I log in. I have logged into the console successfully. Then I open S3. You can type S3 in the browse in the search box and click S3 service. Fine. Now let us create a new bucket. Create bucket option. Click here to create new bucket and let it be the same region. And the bucket name we call like demo app bucket studio 7. Bucket name should be globally unique, so make sure to put the unique name here. And yeah, this is the bucket name, and then scroll down. Let us unblock all public access. Let us unblock, because we have to keep this as a public website, so we have to uncheck this one and check this one. I acknowledge the current settings might reset bucket and object becoming public. Yes, we want to make this bucket public. And yeah, we can leave the encryptions by default, and let's go and click this create bucket. Contain invalid characters, so the underscores are not allowed, so I'm just replacing my underscores with hyphen. Yeah, I am good to go. Click create bucket. Now this bucket has been created, this bucket. Okay, I click this bucket, and we have to do a few more things to make this bucket website. Click properties, and you will find option here under in the properties, static website hosting. Currently this is not static website hosting enabled, so we have to enable it. Click edit and enable click enable option, and the hosting type is host a static website. That's what we want. And mention the index document. So our case is index.html, and the error document also the same file for a single page applications. Since errors will be handled in the same page, so I just put index.html and index.html and save changes. Now we still need to do one more thing. We need to give permissions for permission for the objects, get permission for the objects, so that we need to add some permission in the bucket policy. So let us check in Google S3 static website bucket policy. Setting up website bucket policy. If you find, if you go through, then you will have to copy this one, get object. We have to set the get object permission for all the objects inside the bucket. So inside the bucket policy, I copy the script, open it, edit, and paste here. Exactly, we want to get object permission for all the resources. This ARN is unique name for a bucket. This is the correct ARN. So since we copied from the Google, we have to replace it. We replace this part. Done. Now save changes. Save changes. Yes. Now this bucket, if you click this bucket, is now enabled with static website hosting. Now we are good to go with copying the objects inside. So now I can move all the code artifacts. I can move all the code artifacts to this folder. So this is my code artifacts. This is where I copy the code artifacts here. So I'm copying and moving all the files. Copying and moving all the files inside this bucket. All the files are copied and click upload. So the file upload in progress. Now, yes, done. So upload is successful. Click properties, go to the bucket, click properties, and scroll down to view the static website hosting, and there is a URL being created, and click copy this URL or click this URL to see your files. Congratulations, you have deployed your sample Angular application to S3 bucket. Now your application is running from S3. Now let us focus how to set up CloudFront for our S3 static website. S3 static website and CloudFronts are ideal combination to serve or remove the latency for global users. So because the contents will be cached in the edge locations which are near to the users. So it's very good practice to set up CloudFront in front of S3 bucket, S3 website to serve the global users. From the search box, in the search box, search CloudFront and you will get a service CloudFront. Click to open CloudFront. You will have to create CloudFront distribution and click this link to create CloudFront distribution. The origin for the CloudFront, we have to select our bucket. For this demo, we will select the bucket. There are other options, but for the demo purpose, we will select the bucket which we created earlier. And this bucket is, we configured it as a static website, so we have to use it endpoint name. Okay, so this endpoint name. And for the demo purpose, we are not going to alter or change anything. We will keep the same settings, keep as it is. And regarding the web application firewall, which we can stitch to the CloudFront for the protection. But for the demo purpose, we don't want to use any security protections. So click to not to enable security protections, and rest everything is default. And click to create distribution. This will take some time to create CloudFront distribution because it will hit one time and create the cache with the edge location. So it will take some time. Let us wait till it finishes its distribution. So it took some time to create distribution. From the CloudFront, if you go to the distributions, you will find your distributions. Select the distribution which you created, and it provided with you have provided with the domain name, and copy the domain name and paste it. And now you are running your website from the with the help of CloudFront. So the content is now being rendered from the edge location. So that's the power of CloudFront. CloudFront is very good to remove the latency for your static content. So we have seen how to set up S3 as a static website and serve a static content, and we have also seen how to set up CloudFront to front S3 website to mitigate the latency to support the global users. For this purpose, we created simple Angular application, single page application, and build it and copy the code artifacts to this S3 bucket. For this purpose, we create a S3 bucket as a public website. It's visible to public. So the ideal scenario is, it's better to create S3 bucket as a private bucket, and only the CloudFront can access this S3 bucket. So this is the ideal scenario. So that's it from my end. I will see you next time with another interesting AWS topic. Thank you.